What did we learn about yesterday?
We learned about trying to. We had these like cards or sticky notes, and all of them leads us to our partner, and then we will do a sky of the creation, and me and Ben were day 1, and then other people were day 2 and day 6 and day 7 and day 8.
Great memory. That was in Bible class. We are talking. I will wait. Everybody needs to be quiet. Okay. What did we learn about in reading yesterday? Remember, we were learning about Martin Luther King Jr. Okay.
That's why I raised my hand.
So, Cooper, if you would like, you can share. What did we learn about yesterday about Martin Luther King Jr.? Cooper?
That set people free.
He did, and that was a good thing. Why did he do that? To honor God or not to honor God?
To honor God.
To honor God. Okay, so we are going to read the story one more time, okay?
Voices off.
Voices are off.
Body stew.
Yep. Can anybody tell us what our rhyme is?
I was watching, he is listening. Body stew.
Okay, great. Is everyone ready?
The body's moving.
Okay.
Yes.
I would like everybody's eyes on me. Everywhere in Martin's hometown, he saw the signs, white only. His mother said these signs were in all southern cities and towns in the United States. Every time Martin read the words, he felt bad until he remembered what his mother told him. You are as good as anyone. In church, Martin sang hymns, he read from the Bible, he listened to his father preach. These words made him feel good. When I grow up, I am going to get big words too. Okay. Martin grew up.
Stop it.
Martin grew up. He became a minister like his father. He used big words. And he used the big words he had heard as a child from his parents and from the Bible. Everyone can be great.
Stop it. All you're doing is making people laugh. You're not listening to the
Okay.
book.
This is not the time to be talking. This is not the time to be
You
moving
tell
on.
him to stop, but he won't.
Okay, it is not your job to tell him to stop. That is my job, okay? He studied the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, and he learned how the Indian nation won freedom. Without ever firing guns, Martin said love when others said hate. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that.
And hate cannot drive out love.
Yep, hate cannot drive it. Well, hate can drive out love, actually.
Yeah, we can.
All right, we will talk at the end. Right now is not the time to talk. He said together when others said separate. He said peace when others said war. Sooner or later, all of the people of the world will have to discover a way to live together. Okay, in 1955, on a cold December day in Montgomery, Alabama, Rosa Parks was coming home from work. A white man told her to get up from her seat on the bus so he could sit. She said no and was arrested.
Why are you being arrested for that?
Montgomery's black citizens learned of her arrest. It made them angry. They decided not to ride the bus until they could sit anywhere they wanted.
No.
For 381 days, they walked to work and school and church. They walked in rain and cold and blistering heat. Martin walked with them and talked with them and sang with them and prayed with them until the white city leaders had to agree they could sit anywhere they wanted. When history books are written, someone will say there lived black people who had the courage to stand up for their rights. In the next 10 years, black Americans all over the South protested for equal rights. Martin walked with them and talked with them and sang with them and prayed with them. White ministers told them to stop. Mayors and governors and police chiefs and judges ordered them to stop. And they kept on marching. Wait. For years I've heard the word wait. We have waited for more than 340 years for our rights. Okay, are we paying attention to the story? They were jailed and beaten and murdered, but they kept on marching. Some Black Americans wanted to fight back with their fists. Marching convinced them not to by reminding them of the power of love. Love is the key to the problems of the world. Many white Southerners hated and feared Martin's words. A few threatened to kill him and his family. His house was bombed. His brother's house was bombed, but he refused to stop. Remember, if I am stopped, this movement will not be stopped, because God is with this movement. He's praying.
Why is he
Remember?
playing all his running?
Wait, raise your hand if you have a question.
Oh,
Okay. Yes, Noah?
why is he playing all his running?
Why is he what?
He's running and playing at the same time.
He's running and playing?
Running and playing. No, he's doing
Praying.
Oh,
Praying.
running and praying?
No, he's doing this.
Okay. I need you to all be quiet, okay? He's praying. He's not running. He's just
He's
praying.
kneeling.
He's kneeling to pray. Sometimes we kneel we get on our knees to pray in reverence to God. Because is being on your knees very comfortable? No, it's not very comfortable. And so sometimes we are on our knees to pray to God, to show God how much we love Him.
Actually,
If you have not raised your hand, I cannot listen to you talk. Okay, we are going to keep on going, and then we can ask. We are going to keep on going. We're going to keep on going, and then we can ask more questions at the end. Okay, the marches continued. More and more Americans listened to Martin's words. He shared his dreams and filled them with hope. I have a dream that one day in Alabama, little boys and black girls will join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. After 10 years of protest, the lawmakers in Washington voted to end segregation. The white-only signs in the South came down. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. cared about all Americans. He cared about people all over the world, and people all over the world admired him. In 1964, he won the Nobel Peace Prize. He won it because he taught others to fight with words, not fists. Martin went wherever people needed help. In 1968, he went to Memphis, Tennessee. He went to help garbage collectors who were out on strike. He walked with them and talked with them and sang with them and prayed with them. On his second day there, he was shot. He died. Remember, we're waiting for questions till the end. His words are alive for us today. Freedom, peace. Together, I have a dream. Love. Okay. If you have a question, you can raise your hand. We are not, no ooh. We're going to sit quietly and raise our hand. Okay. Addie.
Why did he die?
Does anybody know the answer to why Martin? Okay.
I know.
Rayleigh, if you would like to tell Addie why Martin Luther King Jr. died, you can tell her.
Because the whites wanted him to stop and make the laws the old ways that they were the first time. So they wanted to kill him because if he was killed, the other white guy would be the president and they would be more happy. And then the whites would take over. That's why he died. And that's why all the black people died. All the black people prayed for Martin to get to be better.
Right. Yes. Not the president, but yes. The white people did not want him. They did not want him to be protesting. They didn't want them to come together. Okay. Do you have any more questions about that, Addie, or do you understand? You don't understand? Okay. I'm going to explain it.
I just did. So no.
Yeah, but you didn't understand your way.
Okay, I'm going to explain it one more time. Okay.
Well,
Is everybody ready? Okay. In this
see,
time,
because you copy other people.
Yeah, that's why I got it.
during this time, whites and blacks were not separated, and the white Southerners were really upset that
They were whispering too.
right now it's not kind of tough. We are not fighting right now. We are not. Nope. It's okay. You know what? We're gonna keep on working. I'm talking right now, so we're gonna listen, okay? So during this time, the white Southerners did not want blacks and whites mixed together, and they were upset that Martin Luther King Jr. was protesting against that, so they shot him so that the movement would end. But earlier in the story, it says that Martin said that the movement would not end if he died because God was with the movement. Okay, does anybody else have any more questions? Yes, Julie?
My question is, what place was it that he died?
In Memphis, Tennessee. Okay,
Well,
I will add one more question. One more question. Rayleigh?
Why was all the white people mad at him?
Because he was protesting and they didn't like that.
What protesting?
Protesting is when it's a peaceful movement where people come and, okay, so protesting is kind of like fighting against something, but actually we're going to talk about that a little bit more today. In protesting, you fight with your words, not fists, okay? Do you think, so Martin Luther said that he wanted people to fight with their words, not fists. He wanted them to show love, to fight, not hate, right? Love, not hate. So do you think God would want us to fight with our fists?
No.
No.
Yeah, but the military soldiers do that.
No, that's a really good point.
It's because they don't want the other people to win. They need to. They
Okay.
need to do it because they use it. They're bad guys, so they need to do it. They need to
Yeah.
have it.
So it is best that sometimes did God, okay, when Jesus was here, did he fight with people with his fists or did he talk with his words? He talked with his words. Okay, so on this sheet of paper, we are going to talk about fighting with words, not fists. So this says, at the top, it says, readers, use the clues in the story to help understand what's happening. I need everyone's eyes on me. Martin Luther King Jr. taught others to fight with words, not fists. What do you think that means? So you're going to draw what you think that means, and you're going to write what you think that means. We've already talked about it a little bit, but how can you fight with your words, not with your fists, okay? So sometimes when our siblings we're really mad at our siblings, they fight with and we kind of want to punch them, right? Okay, but is it best to fight with our words or our fists? Words. Okay, so I want you to write about that. Okay, so if everyone would like to come up and grab a piece of paper from me, and then they can go back to their seats. Why?
No.
You want to pass it out? Okay, everyone go back to their seats. So if you would like to all go sit back, Dennis would like to pass out the papers. He's paper passer outer. So go back to your seats quietly and work, okay?
I want to